Saturday night, June 18th, is North America Cup night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's a great card. 13 races are on tap. There's a $100,000 guaranteed pick five in race one. There's a $100,000 guaranteed all states pick five in race number 7. There's a high five mandatory payout in race number 13, 548,000 and some change. We're going to talk about the North America Cup, and I brought along Matt Rose to do it. How you doing, Matt?
Very good, Derick. Always a pleasure.
We have 10 horses, obviously, in the field. It's a $1 million Canadian race, so that's still plenty of shekels no matter how you look at it. And a pretty strong field with a likely very heavy favorite in Pebble Beach.
Well, when you say very heavy favorite, how are you talking odds on? He is 8-5 on the morning line, but when I hear very heavy favorite, I think 2-5, 3-5 or something. And he's certainly, while he's the top horse, and I don't think he's worthy of odds on favoritism. Is that what you mean by very heavy favorites? How low do you go?
I think he'll certainly be 4-5 in this field, quite frankly. And we're going to take a look at what he did last week and take a look at the replay from the elimination effort. And right now we're picking it up as, I believe that's Nighthawk making his second move. He left and tucked, and now he's making his second move to the front. He's going to get there, and then Pebble Beach is going to come at him first over, Matt.
Yeah, Pebble Beach had a very, very easy, very comfortable trip. He was able to just slide in early. He was gapping a little bit going to the half. Nothing to be concerned about. You see he gets flushed out, uncovered here, and just grinds up easily to the rating leader. And you'll see as he eyeballs Nighthawk as they turn for home, he just basically on his own and drawn away is what you could say is, much the best, and probably could have won by more had he needed to. Certainly an impressive effort, but also an easy, uneventful trip. No adversity. You didn't have to check up, slow down, accelerate. Nothing. He just was able to go at his own pace. You see, he's kind of just drift a little bit, and well within himself. And I guess if you're the connections, it's exactly what you wanted to see going into this final.
Yeah, listen, it was the perfect effort. He wasn't used too hard, and he put up another big mile, which he's done, just about every time he's stepped out on the track. Even the first start, he kind of was out of contention and came charging home late in a pretty big mile, 48-1. Let's take a look at the other elimination winner, and that is Beach Class, and he's certain to be the second choice. And we're going to take a look at him leaving the gate here, and it takes him a little while from post position number 8 to get to the front. You're going to see at some point Giwner is going to use him a little bit, and then once he gets there, he's able to keep going.
Yeah, I mean the biggest change, I guess, going into last week was you're getting Giwner as Beach Class's new driver, and he wasn't taxed all that hard leaving the gate. Was able to float up on his own to get command, and wasn't used that hard. Obviously, was able to rate a pretty comfortable middle half, and then up until about mid stretch, he's completely on his own. And then Giwner, with the little line urge, I guess, just to keep him on his business. I did it my way with the pretty solid effort to keep up with him and be clearly second best. And you see Ario Hanover, big long shot, it's kind of overlooked coming from nowhere to fly home and actually, make it close at the end. Ario Hanover was certainly the most notable closer, I guess, of the two races, the two eliminations. And I think certainly will take a little bit of curiosity money just based on that race. Going into that race, I mean, how many people, how many of the fans and bettors out there have even heard of this horse? But he certainly stamped himself as a contender for a share in this race.
I think of the horses that are going to be north of 6-1 or higher in this field, let's say, Ario Hanover is the most attractive package in here as a horse that seems to be coming into his own at the right time, perhaps. His last effort was really good from off the pace. They haven't really used him that hard yet, and give him that tough mile yet. He could be kind of a fresh horse coming into this field at what could be, I don't know if you're going to get 10-1, but somewhere between 6 and 8 seems reasonable.
Yeah, I think he might be a little overbet based on his career resume, just coming off the one race where everybody saw that I believe 26-1 finish, down the center of the track. He only had one start as a 2-year-old and didn't hit the board, and this is only his 7th start now of this year. 8th start overall. So clearly, you can make the argument that he's one of the freshest horses coming into this race. And yeah, like I said, much like most of the other people watching that race, he caught my eye as a potential closer, a board threat, and post 6 is certainly a reasonable enough post where he should be close enough. And if he offers the same late charge, he'll come in with a nice share. I don't think he's ready to. I don't think his sharp close will be enough to get past the top ones, but it will be enough to get a nice share, and certainly an exotic candidate.
Just running down the contenders here. Nighthawk, 2 moves, as we already discussed in that race. He's, the co-fastest horse in the field, 48-4 win already on the year. This horse is a serious horse, and you probably get a fair price on him if you like him.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the morning line here is pretty spot on, that he should be a 3rd choice. Usually the 2 elimination winners, when they're the logical elimination winners, are going to take most of the money in the final. But listen, he put in a solid effort. Clearly second best behind Pebble Beach. Certainly nothing negative to come out of that effort. You're getting Dave Miller, who's I think he's won a few of these big races over the years. Another lightly raced horse. His 8th start. He did go 2 for 2 as a 2-year-old. Certainly the talent is there for Brian Brown, who's had loads of success all over North America, notably in Ohio with a lot of Ohio creds, but all over the place, all over North America. And this guy certainly is a legitimate win candidate, and should be a part of the early pace, and definitely a contender here. As like you said, some value as a 3rd choice.
A couple other horses worth touching on. I mean, I Did It My Way, who was 2nd in the elimination. Interesting that Tim Tetrick decided to go with post 10 and Mad Max Hanover. I don't know if this was a prior commitment or the reason behind it. I mean, both horses maybe are even on paper, but post 2 versus post 10, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know the background here, but I would tend to agree with you, just looking at the decision, that he must have been committed to this horse, because yeah, he's a nice horse, but he was okay in his elimination, paced fine, but post 10 with obvious logical speed inside of him, it's a pretty tall order, and he'd have to get. I mean, they might have to go 51 to the half or something for him to get seriously involved. But how much can he possibly improve position off the gate? I don't know. That's tough to say. But if you're a Tim Tetrick fan and you like the what driver chose what horse angle, you're going to get a huge price on Tim Tetrick. If you want to go that way. I mean, after whoever wins after the race, if it's a favorite or a huge bomb, you can always find some sort of angle somewhere. And I guess the Tetrick Trove is driving him angle, but for me, I can't see him getting onto my tickets unless maybe I have like an all somewhere, in the 3rd or the 4th spot. Just too tough a task from post 10, I think.
Talk about looking for an angle. Colby 2 Steps 15-1 on the morning line. He's certain to be a big price, 30-1 or higher probably. Came home last week in 52-2 final half. He's clearly improved the 2nd from his 1st start of the year to his 2nd start of the year. Only start number 3. You would think he could peak then. If they go fast, couldn't this guy be closing for a nice piece here?
Yeah, but again, I think it'd just be too far back. I mean, he hasn't really shown. a tendency to be leaving the gate, and you have the inside speed. You have the horse Frozen Hanover directly to his outside, who's a big long shot. He might be the big long shot that takes a shot to blast out to the front, like he's done in most of his starts, and like he did last week in his elimination. So where does that leave Colby's two-step? Again, probably leaves him too far back.
Well, let's talk about the pace setup, and we'll talk about our picks as well. For me, I see probably Frozen Hanover leaving. I don't know if Mad Max is going to leave or not. I think Nighthawk has to leave. Beach Class seems likely to leave. There's enough speed in here. And for me, I don't know which way Pebble Beach and driver Todd McCarthy are going to go. I don't know if they're going to show speed or they're not. What I love about this horse is he's already proven that he's versatile. He can win from on or off the pace. I don't love the price. Like I said, I think you're going to get 4 to 5. I don't love it, but I think he's the best horse in the race. And I think any of the other horses, for them to beat him, they're going to have to get a trip to beat him. I think he could win without the best trip. That's the way I see it. And, so I went with him on top, and you could see my picks there. I like Ariel Hanover second. I think there's a horse that might be coming into his own, at the right time and should be a decent price, So I'm going to go against kind of Beach Class, which is the way, I think most people will go underneath. Oh, it's cold number, blah, blah, blah. I just don't love the way this race shakes out for Beach Class. If he leaves, I know you want to say something. I'm going to give you a chance. But if Beach Class leaves, right, there's going to be other levers to his outside. Yannick's going to have to, really do a great job tactically. And of course he could, but, I don't envy his position.
Do you think that there's any point during the race where Yannick is going to let Pebble Beach and Tom McCarthy in front of him at any point during the race? Or is Yannick going to be forwardly placed off the gate, obviously, maybe yield to whatever long shots possibly I did it my way, or we mentioned Frozen Hanover from the outside, or, whatever else, whatever the horse takes a shot. And then Yannick maybe brushes, makes a two-move brush the lead, kind of like Nighthawk did in his elimination last week, and then says, come catch me if you can. Do you think Beach Class, when the dust settles, like let's say the pass and a half, is Beach Class on the front? And then if so, where is Pebble Beach? Obviously, if we had the answers to these questions, it would make our jobs and our handicapping and our pockets much fuller with money. But I don't know. I just see a scenario where Yannick with Beach Class doesn't let Pebble Beach in front of at any point. You know what? And I guess, it's always harder, I guess, maybe to have to track a horse down and run a horse down than maybe be cutting the mile and get caught. But I'll take my chances as a second choice that Yannick and Beach Class for the Brent McGrath Some Beach Somewhere connections. That's a great story also. As a likely second choice. I did go pretty chalky here, but that's what I see. It looks like the 2 or 3 favorites are a step above the rest of the field. So it's pretty much the way I went with my top 3 and or top 4 selections.
So the $1 million North America Cup, Matt and I both go with 4, 5, 6, 7. We just threw the balls up in different ways, and they landed in different spots on the board there for us. I'm going with the favorite Pebble Beach. He's going with Beach Class number 4, and we'll see who ends up being right. Hopefully it's me. If not, so be it. We have free PPs on DRF.com for the entire 13-race card. Make sure you check out the High Five, the carrier of $548,692. In race 13, probably goes off about 11:25 or so. The North America Cup is going to go off about 10:40, and the races start at 6:30. Good luck.